the decision makers should try to keep in mind that the rules should be fair to the most disadvantaged sections of the society. That is the essence.
So, when assessing the morality of acts of double effects,
Yeah.
the fourth point is that the good effect must not be obtained through evil effect.
Through evil.
Through is obtained through evil effect. Means is that checking alternatives to eliminate evil effect.
No, no. The good effect must not be obtained through evil effect. It means that if we remove the evil effect, the good effect should remain. Are you understanding? Good effect should not be obtained through evil effect. If we remove the evil effect, this good effect should remain. Okay. So if any action, any decision is able to satisfy this condition, then it's okay.
In drone attack also, if we remove that thing,
Yeah. So in drone attacks we discuss what is the good effect.
what is that?
Good effect,
Good
killing terrorists. What is the evil effect? Civilian. If it is possible for the good effect to remain, if it is possible to kill the terrorists, if we remove the evil effect, if there is no civilian damage, then drone attacks are fine. But if civilian casualty is going to happen, it's not possible to remove civilian casualties from killing of terrorists, then the morality of drone attacks is questionable. You understand?
Then virtue ethics, emulation means to acquire virtues, we have to. Emulation means that reproduction of what others do.
Yeah, reproduction, learning. See, every day we observe people around us. Okay, we observe if somebody has some good quality, we try to imbibe that in us. And if somebody has some bad quality, we try to ensure that we do not acquire those bad qualities.
Social observation.
Social observation and emulation. Even reading about other achievers. You read about people who do well in sports or in the entertainment industry or in academia or in civil services. You get inspired by them. You read about Sridharan or Vinod Rai, these administrators, civil servants. You get inspired by what they have done in their lives. Okay, so that is the process of social observation, and then you try to emulate what they did. Okay, how they suffered hardships in their life and how they overcame those hardships. And you try to learn from their lives. So that is the process of acquiring virtues. Anything else? Okay, so we'll start with ethical. We'll start with human values. So what are human values? What are values?
Ideas and beliefs are practical.
Beliefs, attitudes and preferences used by collectivity, society or community.
Society, community, even institution, any collective entity. Even institution is a collective entity. Okay. Now there are different kinds of values. Okay, when we talk of human values, there can be different kinds of values. So we can categorize human values into different categories. Okay. Socio-cultural, economic, political, governance, environmental, private sector values, moral and individual values, etc. So let us start with moral and individual values first. So at an individual level, what are the values that we are supposed to exhibit? What will be the examples of moral values in individuals? Honesty, truthfulness,
Courage.
courage of conviction,
Patience.
hmm?
Patience.
patience. Remember the 4 cardinal virtues of NATO? Those would be part of moral and individual values. Okay, temperance, wisdom. Okay,
So justice.
justice both at an individual level and also it's a social value also. Okay, at an individual level also and at a social level also. Social values, socio-cultural values. What are the socio-cultural values? Examples. Social values mean the values which you are supposed to exhibit by virtue of you being a part of the society. So while dealing with others in the society, what are the values that you should exhibit? Respect and discipline would be a model. Duties towards what? Civic sense. Equity. Yeah, equity, not equality. There is a difference between equity and equality. Fraternity, tolerance, brotherhood, okay, compassion, empathy. Okay, all these are values that human beings are supposed to exhibit by virtue of them being a part of the society, by dealing with others. Equality means treating everybody equally. Equity means positive discrimination or preferential treatment to certain sections of the society. Understand? So, equality of opportunity is equity. If somebody is disadvantaged, then give them preference. If somebody is not disadvantaged, then do not give them the same treatment as the other vulnerable sections. That is the difference. So, equity is a virtue that we should follow. Equality का मतलब है कि you should treat a poor person as well as a rich person equally. That should not be the case. A poor person or people from marginalized sections of the society, they need to be treated preferentially. Now it's a violation of equality, but it's consistent with equity. Okay, social values हो गया. Economic values में क्या क्या आता है? What are the examples of economic values? Standard of living. Profitability is an economic value. All these economic values basically they are a substitute, they are a proxy for the macroeconomic indicators. Okay, GDP related indicators, growth rate, all the macroeconomic indicators. Okay, fiscal prudence is an economic value. Understand fiscal prudence?
Ability to decide what it happens.
Not fiscal prudence. What is fiscal?
Fiscal is collection of taxes.
Yeah, fiscal policy deals with revenue and expenditure of the government. Fiscal policy, monetary policy. Yeah, fiscal prudence basically means controlling your deficits. That is a economic value that all of us follow. Fiscal deficit, revenue deficit, etc. Fiscal prudence.
Talking about values or ethics.
Values.
Ethics also saying
What are the values? No, what are the values say which the government should follow? And you see, economic values may values which should be followed by the private sector or values that can be followed by the public sector. For private sector, profitability is a value that they follow.
yes, sir. I doubt that is that subjective or objective? You are including ethics as well.
It's subjective. I am talking about values. See, in common language, do not get too confused by use of ethics, morals and values. Only when a question comes, what is the difference between ethics, morals and values, then write those differences which I have told you. Your common language में when we talk,
This is the common.
ठीक है हाँ, this is the common language. What are the values? ठीक है, अब इसमें in the question some other word might also be used. Okay, but broadly the values, when we talk of economic values, these are the values which different entities exhibit. Okay, profitability for the private sector, fiscal prudence, efficiency and effectiveness is another value, other set of values. These values are exhibited by both private as well as public sector. There are three related terms here: economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. It is known as 3 E's. You understand the difference between these three terms: economy, efficiency, and effectiveness.
Economy is the economics of the region.
In the context of public policy, if you have to assess any public policy, evaluate any public policy, okay, we evaluate that policy in terms of its economy, efficiency and effectiveness. We say that this policy is not effective, this policy is not efficient, or the government is not efficient, this ministry is not efficient. We say these things. So there are three related terms that are used: economy, efficiency and effectiveness. Okay.
Economy means maximum production by minimum resources.
Efficiency, efficiency.
In economy, we just focus on the input, not the output. So minimizing input or production costs means economy. In efficiency, you maximize output-input ratio.
Economies of scale.
Economies of scale is different. Economies of scale is different.
Effectively.
Economy basically means when you are conducting any economic activity, you should try to minimize the cost of production. You just focus on the input side, production side. Okay, that is economy. Okay, so if you have to produce a product A, then the technology with the least cost of production will be the most economic technology. Yeah. In efficiency, we also take into account the output. We don't have to just minimize input, we also have to maximize output. So maximizing output input ratio is efficiency. Effectiveness क्या है?
When you utilizing resources or managing
Effectiveness in terms of achievement of outcomes, achievement of objectives. Okay, any policy has certain objectives, whether those objectives were achieved or not, whether those outcomes were achieved or not. That is a measure of effectiveness of that policy. Okay. For example, let us take an example. Say, let us take an example of a policy. Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan is a policy. So, what will be the economy aspect of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan? In Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, what do we do?
provide education to children below.
Yeah, but what are the means? Like, first of all, schools are constructed. Primary schools, secondary schools, senior secondary schools. So, economy would mean minimizing the cost of production of these schools or cost of construction of these schools. ठीक है? When we talk of the economy aspect, कि कितना पैसा लग रहा है एक स्कूल बनाने में? How much money is being spent on constructing one school? Okay, economy will focus on that. Okay, efficiency will focus on the output-input ratio. Okay, number of schools, output in terms of some tangible output. Again, there are three related terms: input, output, and outcome. You should understand these terms. These are used very common. Input, output, outcome. Input is the economy part. Output or output input is the efficiency part, and outcome is the effectiveness part. Okay. So outcome क्या है? What is the outcome or what are the objectives of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan? Schools are being constructed, libraries, playgrounds, toilets, all these physical infrastructure is being conducted. अच्छा, first of all, what is the input? Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan में what is the input?
School infrastructure, human resources.
Physical infrastructure is there, but physical infrastructure is a sort of next level of input. Okay. The original input is the funds, budget allocation, demand for grants. Okay, so that is the original input. Okay. how those funds are being used to construct output. Output here is, output is always in terms of some physical or tangible infrastructure, asset, schools, playground, toilets, libraries, etc., which have been constructed under Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. Outcome क्या है? The overall objective of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. What is the overall objective of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan? Education for all, quality of education, not just sort of increasing enrollment rate, but also what is the quality of education that has been provided. Okay. Then equity, ensuring equity in education. For example, what is the gender gap in education? Reducing gender gap in education. Reducing gap of enrollment rate between different sections of the society. For example, Dalits का, Tribals का, सबका जो there is a gap in enrollment rate. For Dalits and Tribals, the enrollment rate is less as compared to other communities. So equity basically means gender gap, caste-based gap. Okay, community-based gap ये सबको reduce करना. Are you understand? Okay. So these are three. Whenever you have to evaluate any policy, you can use this framework: input, output, outcome framework. What was the input that was used? What is the outcome that is being produced using that input? And then whether the final outcome is being achieved or not. Okay. The major issue with Indian policies have been that we are only focused on the input side. Okay, whenever we talk of effective, whenever we talk whether a policy has been successful or not, or how has a policy performed, we just limit ourselves to input. Input का मतलब है whether funds which were given they were spent or not, है ना? अगर पूरे funds spent हो गए मतलब कि scheme did well. We never focus on whether the output has been achieved or not, whether the outcomes have been achieved or not. ठीक है? So these things will in fact be discussed when we discuss budgetary reforms. Okay. Political values का क्या है? What are the political values? Responsibility. Whose responsibility? Elected representatives. So accountability towards the legislation or towards the people. Or rule of law. Rule of law, respect for civil liberties, democracy. Democracy is also a value which is now it has universal acceptance. Earlier, a few decades back, debates used to take place whether democracy is the best form of government or not, especially for developing countries. Okay. So a lot of debates used to take place whether India's sort of economic stagnation is because of its democracy. Our development model used to be compared with the Chinese model or the Southeast Asian model, which had dictatorship, authoritarian regimes. But in the last decade or so, now it has been sort of established or it has been accepted that democracy is the best form of government. Now no longer debates take place. Okay, whether developing countries such as India should adopt democracy. Okay. So democracy has been accepted as a universally accepted value, political value.
Sir, is there communism opposite to democracy or is it a harming the democracy?
These are two different things. Communism is an economic development model. Democracy is a political concept. But generally, the world experience shows that nowhere across the world communist governments are formed through democratic regimes, except in Kerala. Kerala is the only example in the entire world, and West Bengal, where communist government came to power through democratic means, through elections. In all other countries, Cuba, Venezuela, China, Soviet Union, North Korea claims itself. Okay, so in all these countries, elections never took place, or even if they took place, they were not genuine elections. So Kerala and West Bengal are the only two examples where communist government came through democratic means. These are two separate concepts. Okay? Liberty or preamble, all the preambular values. Preamble के जितने values है, those are essentially political values. और दो social values में भी आएगा कुछ. Social justice would be part of social values. Political justice would be part of political values.
और they will give you out of
That's what I'm saying.
social political.
Social and political values. Yeah, other values. Decentralization and revolution is also a political value. Decentralization and revolution. We will discuss about decentralization. You understand decentralization and revolution? 73rd, 74th Amendment. It has two dimensions. One at a political level, another at a governance. Governance values में क्या आएगा? Transparency और accountability और see, governance values are of two kinds. So I think in one of the classes I told you that what kind of bureaucracy or what kind of civil services we have. We have Weberian bureaucracy, Weberian civil services. What are the characteristics of Weberian bureaucracy or Weberian civil services? Weberian form of organization. Impersonal order. Value neutrality and rationality. Hierarchy. Discipline and authority. Discipline and authority. Okay. Centralization of power. Unity of command. Rules and regulations. Strict adherence to rules and regulations. Written communication. All these are Weberian values. Okay. Then we have something called NPA, New Public Administration values. Yeah, NPA means New Public Administration. What are these NPA values? Equity, citizen orientation, outcome orientation, change orientation, transparency, accountability, responsiveness, efficiency and effectiveness, etc. Okay. So when we talk of governance values can be of two kinds. It could be Weberian values, it could be NPA values. Weberian means as prescribed by Max Weber. Max Weber was a multidisciplinary scholar, sociologist भी था, political science में भी काम किया इन्होंने. He was a multidisciplinary scholar. So the bureaucratic theory was given by Max Weber. Okay, he came out with a theory. We will discuss about Weberian theory or Weberian bureaucracy when we discuss civil services. For now, you just understand that we have a Weberian bureaucracy. Weberian means the bureaucracy which was prescribed by Max Weber. Prescribed. Max Weber came out with his bureaucratic theory and he described certain principles of a bureaucratic form of organization. So any organization which exhibit those characteristics is a bureaucratic organization, okay, or a Weberian organization. So we have a Weberian bureaucracy. It exhibits all those characteristics which were prescribed by Max Weber. So Weberian values or Weberian bureaucracy, Weberian governance के what are the values? What are the characteristics? Impersonal order. Impersonal order means
No extra action.
the authority belongs to the position, not to the person. Okay, impersonal order में there is depersonalization of relationships. I am the SPA for district. The authority does not belong to me as an individual. The authority belongs to the chair. Okay, that is impersonal order. Plus, you are not supposed to use, like you are supposed to be value neutral and rational. You are not supposed to use extra rational factors in decision making. Okay, hierarchy, discipline and authority, centralization of power, unity of command. There should be unity of command. There should be only one superior controlling all the subordinates. Strict adherence to rules and regulations. Written communication. Every decision should be based on some form of written communication. Verbal communication does not have any significance in a Weberian organization. Okay? These are all Weberian values. NPA values are modern contemporary values. These are old values. When we talk of civil services reforms, the objective of all reforms would be to move from Weberian system towards NPA system. To move from Weberian values towards NPA values. Okay. So what are the NPA values? Equity. And a special preference for the marginalized sections of the society. Citizen orientation. Okay. Outcome orientation. वहाँ पर क्या है? Rules and regulations पर focus है. यहाँ पर outcome पर focus है. Rules and regulations are just a means to achieve outcomes. They are not end in themselves. Okay. Change orientation. यहाँ पर the bureaucrats are status quoist. In Weberian system, the bureaucrats or civil services is considered to be status quoist. You understand status quoist?
Not willing to change.
Not willing to. They want to maintain the status quo. Status quo is as it is situation, existing situation. No, not really. Status quo means existing situation. Status quo means you want to maintain the existing situation. You resist change. So, Weberian form of organization, members of the organization resist change. They are status quo. यहाँ पर they are supposed to have change orientation. Okay. Then transparency, accountability, responsiveness, responding to the needs of the people, efficiency and effectiveness. All these are MPA values.
So responsibility and responsiveness are different.
Yeah. Responsibility is accountability. Responsiveness is responding to the needs of different sections of the system. We'll talk about these values when we discuss civil services. Okay, but keep in mind, these are typical bureaucratic values. These are NPA values or democratic values. Okay, तो ये सारे negative values हैं which are associated with bureaucracy. These are all positive values which are associated
For
with bureaucracy.
example, the written communication, it's a merit.
It has its merits, it has its demerits also. But these are the values which have characterized our bureaucracy since independence. Okay, and generally these values are, these values also have their strengths. It's not that everything is wrong. For example, rules and regulations are required. But the problem arises when rules and regulations become end in themselves. So, the focus of contemporary reforms in civil services in bureaucracy is to reinterpret these values. Okay, we will discuss how these values have to be reinterpreted, what are the reforms that are need to be undertaken when we discuss civil services. Okay, at this point in time, just understand that these are typical Weberian bureaucratic values. These are old values. These are modern contemporary NPA values, also called democratic values. Is it clear? Okay. Environmental values में क्या रहेगा?
Sustainability.
Sustainability. Yes, sustainability. The entire concept of sustainable development. Compassion for animals.
Resource efficiency.
Resource efficiency, yes. Optimal utilization of available resources. Yeah. These things.
Care for animals. Care for animals.
Right. And good compassion for animals. Private sector values are actually, it's a subset of economic values. Economic values can be private sector values or public sector values. Okay? Profitability, concern for shareholders. Okay? All these are private sector values. Finally, moral values and individual values we have discussed. At an individual level, what are the values that we should accept? Okay, so these are the different kinds of values. A question can come on any of these values. For example, UPSC a question had come in UPSC. Social values are more important than economic values. Discuss the above statement in the context of inclusive growth of a nation. What is the question? Social values are more important than economic values. Discussed in the context of inclusive growth of a nation. What will you write?
By concentrating on profitability, we forget inclusiveness.
Okay, first of all, a question is being asked. Social values are important than economic values. Do you agree with this statement? It's a statement. First of all, you will have to specify whether you agree or not. And if you agree, then you will have to explain why and how you agree. If you don't agree, then you will have to explain why and how you don't agree. Do you agree with the statement first of all? Social values are more important than economic values?
So this sort of question is related to individual growth and development of the thing. You need to incorporate all these sort of values. Neither they have been, either of the value cannot be negated. When it's an inclusive growth, you need to have the fiscal prudence because with these you will establish the social relations and all these. So in this sort of question, taking a stand.
Yes. Yes. You are right. So in fact, in any question in which you are required to take a stand, you have to highlight both the sides of the picture. Okay? How social values are more important than economic values, how economic values are also important. Okay? So you have to highlight both the sides of the picture. Importance and relevance of social values, importance and relevance of economic values, then a balanced conclusion. I understand. In any question. So don't, whenever an opinion is being asked, whenever you are required to take a stand, okay, do not just take one stand and then explain. Yes, this is more important than this because of this. No. Why this is more important? Why the other concept is also important? And then a balanced conclusion. Always, in any question, in any paper of GS. Yeah. So as far as social values and economic values are concerned, social values क्या क्या? What are the social values? Tolerance, brotherhood, equity, redistributive justice. Okay.
This is stated by Dr. Austin. The third year, economic growth becomes social equity. The third, something like that.
He said that political democracy without socio-economic democracy is useless or it's not going to survive. He said in that context.
Can be
तो यहाँ पर पॉलिटिकल का कोई नहीं है, यहाँ पर ओनली सोशल एंड इकोनॉमिक के बीच में कंपैरिजन. He made a comparison between political democracy and socio-economic democracy. He said that we have adopted democracy, है ना, based on universal adult franchise. That is a very good development. We had free and like we have adopted parliamentary democracy based on free and fair elections. So political democracy has been established, but until unless we achieve socio-economic democracy, socio-economic democracy basically means holistic socio-economic development. Okay, till the time we achieve that, just political democracy is not going to be enough. उन्होंने वो कहा. So see, as far as the relation between social values and economic values are concerned, the relation is the same as the relation between means and end. Social values basically help in determining your end objective. For example, the end objective of our development process, our planning process is to achieve sustainable and inclusive development, to ensure socio-economic justice for all, to ensure that all the sections of the society have a good quality of life. This is the end objective. These end objectives are decided by the social values, our preambular values, social justice, okay, equality of opportunity. Okay. Economic values provide the means to achieve these social values. For example, to achieve social values, government wants to implement different policies and programs for different sections of the society. We have programs for women, for disabled, for Dalits, for tribals, for minorities. All these programs, welfare programs, are for achieving social values. But again, what the government needs is money, fiscal resources. And the resources will come through economic values. Economic values here is basically a proxy for macroeconomic performance, GDP, growth, taxation, how much taxes have been collected. So economic values are a means to achieve social values. So yes, social values are important because they help in determining the end objective. But at the same time, without economic values, government would not be in a position to achieve social values. पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे? Where will come from? That will come through economic value. So you have to highlight both the sides of the picture. What is the importance of social values? What is the importance of economic values? And how both equally are important in the context of inclusive development. They individually cannot be effective in achieving inclusive growth. They complement each other. They are not mutually exclusive. Okay. ये UPSC का क्वेश्चन है. तो ऐसे ही this question was on social and economic values. Any question can come on any of these values. So again, just focus on examples. What kind of examples you can give to highlight the importance of those values. Okay. In fact, एक और क्वेश्चन यूपीएससी में आ चुका है, डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन ब्यूरोक्रेटिक एटीट्यूड एंड डेमोक्रेटिक एटीट्यूड. Bureaucratic attitude is essentially all the Weberian values. Democratic attitude is all the NPA values. Okay. Okay. So values and different types of values हो गया. Importance of values. The importance of values may you have to write an answer like a similar answer that we had discussed in importance of ethics. Remember importance of ethics? Although values exist at a collective level only, at an entity, right? At the level of a collective entity. Okay. For example, values are required for dealing with entropy. Remember? We had discussed examples of societies and civilizations rise and fall because of lack of values shown by their leaders or citizens. Okay. So that part would be part of importance of values. Okay. Any questions on what is the importance of values? You have to write that. What is the importance of values at a society level? Clear? See, even a question can be asked at an individual level also. Please try to understand that these are very like ethics, morals, and values. These are very ambiguous concepts. Okay. So, for the purpose of definition, I showed you that values exist at the level of collective entity. But again, in common language, we even talk of individual values. So don't be very rigid. Try to mold your answer as per the requirements of the question. Okay. If a question specifically asks you to differentiate between ethics, morals, and values, then write that definition. Otherwise, you can use these concepts interchangeably as per the requirement of the question. Do you understand? So individual level पर अगर suppose आता है, what is the importance of values at individual level? Society level पर ठीक है, entropy के साथ deal करने के लिए और the survival of civilization, give example of Japan, Roman Empire, Mughal Empire, etc. At an individual level, for example, if a question comes, what is the importance of values in public life, or what is the role of values in public life? What can you write? At an individual level, what is the role of values in public life?
It's the growth of the person.
Intrinsic and extrinsic.
Values itself are good. They also became achieved.
Okay, yes, that is one part. Anything else?
public life means social culture, economic life.
No, यहाँ पर एक public life means in the context of functioning of the government when you are a public servant. Okay, not public life or social life are different. Public life means in the context of public sector. So again, in the context of public life, see any question when it comes in the context of public life or for public servants, you have to convey to the examiner that you have the foundational values of public service. Okay.
Public life at an individual level.
Yes, public life at an individual.
So they give the democratic values. Transparency.
Yes, you can give that. But after explaining at a broad level what is the importance or how do you view values for a public servant. Okay. So basically see, the point I am trying to convey is that in every answer which relates to public life or functioning of the government or public servants, etc., you have to convey to the examiner that you have the foundational values of public services. We will discuss what are the foundational values of public services. Okay. But essentially you have to convey to the examiner that you are very much concerned about the vulnerable sections of the society. Okay, marginalized sections of the society. So in every answer should reflect that. So for example, you can say that I view value in public life in terms of serving others. Okay, you can quote Vivekananda here. For example, Vivekananda's concept of Daridra Narayan. You have heard of Daridra Narayan, the concept? What does Daridra Narayan mean? सुना है कभी? हिस्ट्री पढ़ा है? मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री तो पढ़ा होगा, विवेकानंद के बारे में पढ़ा होगा। Daridra Narayan. Daridra Narayan basically is a concept that Daridra means poor person, Narayan means God. So service of mankind or service of poor people is service of God. This Daridra Narayan. So again, if any question becomes important of values, you can use these examples or these concepts basically to highlight the fact that you are very much concerned about the society in general, about the vulnerable sections of the society in particular. Okay. See again, please try to understand what is it that this examination is trying to assess. I am again, like I repeat this thing in every class. This examination is basically about conveying to the examiner that you have all the characteristics of a civil servant. You don't have to write too much of theory. You have to give examples to show that you want to join the civil services to serve the people. Okay. So you have to write these things. See, you view value instead of giving a technical definition of value. Okay, value is this. Aristotle said this. Plato said this. You have to write in terms of I think value in terms of or I view value in terms of serving others. I believe in Vivekananda's dictum of Daridra Narayan. You have to write these things. You have to make it personal, emotional. You understand? Similarly, at an individual level, value is very important. Basically, to maintain equanimity of mind. There is this concept in Bhagavad Gita called Samatva Buddhi. Samatva Buddhi. So Samatva Buddhi means ability to remain calm in times of success or failure. When you succeed, okay, you don't become too happy, too excited. When you fail, you don't become too anxious. That is called stability of mind, equanimity of mind. Okay. So again, if a person has strong values, then it helps in achieving Samatva Buddhi. Are you understanding? So Samatva values basically act like an anchor in a ship. Okay. When strong currents come, if the anchor is there, ship is not swept away. Similarly, in times of crisis or in times of success, if a person has strong values, then they are not swept away. They are able to maintain stability of mind. Understand? So again, you can quote Samatva Buddhi concept when you have to describe importance of values. understanding?
One of the examples for the tanker of vision. What values?
So you have heard of Kapil Sharma? कपिल शर्मा का शो नहीं देखा वो कॉमेडी वाला हाँ फैमिली का क्या नाम है कपिल शर्मा शो वेरी फेमस कॉमेडियन कपिल शर्मा कौन बहुत सारे I don't know Hindi. Anyway, he is a very famous stand-up comedian, Kapil Sharma. And he has become very famous in recent times, in the last few years. And basically, he was not able to handle his success. And now, he faced out all this drinking problem and all. So essentially, basically, he was not able to handle his success. What he lacked was samatva buddhi. Are you understanding? So there are so many examples where people, after achieving success, they are not able to handle it. Why? Because they have a weak value system. Anchor, you understand?
Anchor and this picture.
So values act like an anchor in
Which
anchor.
values could have against?
All the good values. All the good values. Humility. Okay, when you achieve success, one of the values that you need to have to remain grounded is humility. Be humble. Do not become arrogant. For example, people when they enter civil services, they become very arrogant. They think that they are the king of the world. They are superior to others. And that becomes the cause of their downfall. Similarly, when you are facing failure, don't become depressed. Again, MS Dhoni is a very good example of samatva buddhi. When he wins, he does not become too agitated, too excited. When he loses also, he does not become too depressed. So these common examples, try to think what you observe around you in sports, in movies, or anybody in any field. You will find so many examples where people have not been able to sustain themselves because they lack samatva buddhi. And why they lack samatva buddhi? Because they have a weak value system. हर जगह ऐसे examples मिलेंगे. Success चढ़ जाता है, success goes into the head, and failure goes into the heart. That should not happen. Okay? So again, use these common examples in your answers. Do not unnecessarily complicate it by writing too much of theory about the theory of values. Go in that field, then it's a simple scope. You won't know where to start. This examination is not about your theoretical knowledge. It's about how you are able to analyze different things and relate it to things around you. Simple, common, anything which everybody can understand. A common lay person should be able to understand your answer. Okay. That is the objective of this paper. If you are able to understand this simple thing, you will be able to score well. Otherwise, then you will keep on reading philosophy and psychology. Anyway. Okay. So importance of values at a societal level, at an individual level, fine. Next, crisis in values. Are we facing a crisis in values? Why we are facing? How we are facing? What are the examples you will give to show that we are facing a crisis in values? In fact, an essay had come in 2015. Crisis in values. The crisis faced in India, economic or moral. This was an essay that had come in 2015. Crisis in India, economic or moral. Anyway, if any question comes, are we facing a crisis in values? Or do you think we are facing a crisis in values? What will you write? Yes, we are facing. Huh? Yes and no. Why no? Okay.
Just because of recent crime increase the crime incidence.
Okay. And no because of?
aid which is going on because of
Recent
present that there are no balance samples.
Okay.
because generosity of the people for this care of them.
So this we talk from the perspective of policy improvements, sort of thing, where they need many change in values which will, which will enhance the growth sort of thing. I mean, in the reforms perspective, which are needed, saying
In the post reading cycle, the Dalit community is not accommodated with the camps organized by the Christian missionaries. Okay, and the government missionaries also supported those activities. Okay, that will be the daily basis. But at the same time, the person belonging to the other states, okay, which are in the aid side, they get them opportunity to be in their camp for their survival. So these are represent Indian political values.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Before doing this, because it's a related thing, I'll just tell you some fundamental principles of answer writing. Whenever you are writing an answer in weeks, okay, GS weeks, optional weeks, what are the basic principles that you should follow? So any answer has three parts: introduction, body, conclusion. Okay. As far as GS is concerned, introduction is the least important part for GS mains. Okay. Introduction, you just have to write a brief context of whatever is being asked, whatever issue is being asked in the question, a brief context of that question.
Okay, you introduce the issue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is the least important part. If you can write an introduction of 1 or 2 lines, again, it should not be more than 2 lines. ऐसा नहीं कि एक पैराग्राफ पूरा इंट्रोडक्शन ही लिख दिया, नहीं, है ना? I mean, the total number of words that you have to write is just 200 words, 150, 200, yeah, 250 maximum. You cannot afford to write a very long introduction. So if you can think of a good introduction, 1 or 2 lines, fine. Otherwise, leave it. Don't waste so much of time on thinking about a very good or extraordinary introduction. Okay? Body. Body is the most important part. Try to write the body in bullet points. Okay? Now, what are the key principles that you should follow while writing the body? First of all, it should be multi-dimensional. Multi-dimensional का क्या मतलब है? अलग-अलग dimension, socio-cultural, 360 degree view. So in any issue, in any question, there are 8 to 9 dimensions that are possible: historical, colonial, constitutional, socio-cultural, economic, political, governance, environmental, geographical, ethical, geopolitical और international. ठीक है, ये 8, 9, 10 dimensions से किसी भी issue में possible. Now in every question you cannot write all the dimensions, it is not possible. But try to write as many dimensions as possible. The other answer to try to write 2-3 dimensions wherever possible. It's always better to write 2 lines of different dimensions rather than 6 lines of 1 dimension. Are you understand? So just touch, because it won't be possible to go into like the depth of different dimensions. But try to make your answer as multi-dimensional as possible. This is the first thing. Second is facts or statistics. Whatever theoretical argument you are making, you need to substantiate it with facts, statistics, authentic facts, yeah, genuine facts. Okay. For example, if a question comes on declining parliamentary standard, do you think that the standard of parliament has declined in recent times? Okay. So whatever you are writing, you need to substantiate it with facts. For example, if you say that yes, the performance of parliament or the functioning of parliament has declined in recent times. So what are the facts that you can write to substantiate this? Yeah, how many number of days parliament used to sit earlier, how many number of days parliament is sitting now, how many bills used to pass earlier, how many bills are being passed now, percentage of time lost because of adjournments and disruptions. number of questions asked, number of answers given, okay, उसका trend, number of bills that were guillotine. You understand guillotine? Guillotine. Quality पढ़ी है? What does guillotine mean?
There are sections in the bills. Okay, so after discussing particular sections, due to time or anything, you just consider all those things as a if reading the sections है, 2 या 3 पे discussion हो गया, तो due to time नहीं है, तो जो बाकी के remaining है, is considered as a formalized process.
What you are saying is right. It's not in the context of a bill. It's in the context of what you said, demand for grants. Okay, when a budget is passed, there are demand for grants for different ministries and departments. Now, in a parliamentary democracy, one of the functions of parliament is holding the executive financially accountable. And how does parliament hold the executive financially accountable? Through the budget. So different ministries and departments are given demands for grants for different budget, and it is the function of the parliament to discuss those demand for grants, whether that ministry or department actually needs that much of money or not, or अगर कम करना है then different kinds of cut motions can be introduced. So what happens is that the parliament is not able to discuss different demand for grants, and at the last day of the budget session, all the demand for grants are passed without any discussion, all the pending demand for grants. So that process is known as guillotine. So again, how many demand for grants will guillotine? It's a very good parameter of parliamentary performance. जितना ज़्यादा होगा उतना parliamentary performance is bad or poor. So you have to write facts or stats in any question. Just writing theory is not enough. Apart from theoretical arguments, yes, this has happened because of this has not happened because of that. Write facts. You should have your own fact sheet. एक डॉक्यूमेंट बनाइए अपना खुद का, जिसमें अलग अलग सेक्टर्स से रिलेटेड सारे फैक्ट्स हो. ओके, इकोनॉमी से रिलेटेड ऑल दी फैक्ट्स होते हैं, ऑल दी मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक इंडिकेटर्स. ओके, सोशल ऑल दी सोशल इंडिकेटर्स शुड बी देयर, हेल्थ से रिलेटेड फैक्ट आर एमएमआर, आईएमआर. ओके, डॉक्टर पॉपुलेशन रेशियो, all these health related facts, education related facts. Okay, similarly governance related facts. Okay, all these facts का आपके पास एक, you should have a document, and you should continuously update that document and revise those documents. Are you understand? So whenever you are reading a newspaper or watching a television debate or anything, you come across any fact, you make note of that fact.
But as far as the government communications, okay, for example, law commissions data or US data, those are often authenticate. But when it comes to the private one, means NGO, in newspaper there are several times NGO doing the particular guidelines. So we can also mention it.
See, as far as facts are concerned,
Because sometimes it's a local, sometimes it's a state based.
again, you have to. It's not necessary that you have to always quote this government facts. You can quote any private fact, any fact that has been sort of published by a private body. McKinsey के सर्वेस होते हैं, KPMG के सर्वेस होते हैं, NGOs के सर्वेस होते हैं. You can quote that.
Though it can be at local level.
Yes, absolutely. There is no issue. Second, you have to use facts very judiciously, and you don't have to use the exact fact. It's not possible to remember each and accurate figure for everything. In an examination, it's not possible to write 45.25%. It should be an approximate fact, around 40%. You can take some liberty. That 40% could be 35 volts, it could be 45 volts, but it should not be 70. You understand? So how much liberty to take, that you can decide. Approximate figures, quote approximate figures. Do not try to remember the accurate fact or only government related fact. That's an issue. You can take some liberty while quoting. Still the time the difference is not too much, it's acceptable. 7 to 8 minutes, you are not writing a research paper. In 7 to 8 minutes, it's not possible to write painful activity. Then examples. Again, current examples of whatever is happening in our economy, in our society, in our polity. Okay. For example, say if a question comes on local governance, 73rd Central Amendment. You have to give examples which states are doing well. For example, there is something called a devolution index. And different states are ranked in the devolution index, which are doing well in local government. So you have to give these examples. Okay, Kerala is doing well. Bihar, UP are not doing well. Whatever, I'm just giving an example. Okay. So always try to relate the question to whatever is happening around you. Okay, current examples and common sensical examples. Don't try to give extraordinary examples. Always focus on examples from India. अगर इंडिया से नहीं मिलता है, then quote some example from outside. Conclusion का दो पार्ट रहेगा. One is the pre-conclusion. Yes, absolutely. Any form of visual representation, table, chart, Venn diagram, anything, it's always much better than text. But again, see all these things, we think that okay, we will draw charts, we will draw diagrams, we will draw maps, but again in the examination hall, you have just 7 to 8 minutes. वहाँ पर इतना दिमाग नहीं काम करता. You understand? But again, you have to practice. This is what answer writing practice and test series are for. Okay, visual representation, facts, examples, etc. Conclusion will have two parts. One is the pre-conclusion. Pre-conclusion will focus on solutions. Now, in the question, in most of the questions, solutions won't be asked explicitly. Okay. For example, question would be, local governance has failed in India. Comment. I know. But again, you have to highlight how local governance has failed. At the same time, you have to end your answer with solutions. What can be done to strengthen local governance in India? So always solutions have to be part of your answer, whether it has been asked in the question or not. ज़्यादा नहीं, 4-5 bullet points, just last 4-5 lines. Do not go too much into the depth. But you have to convey to the examiner that you have a constructive bent of mind. You think along the lines of solutions. You are not just criticizing. You are not just highlighting the issues. You are proposing solutions. And finally, a optimistic, futuristic, balanced conclusion. And last 2-3 lines, a optimistic, futuristic, balanced conclusion. So always the tone of the conclusion should be, okay, we are moving in the right direction. A lot of efforts have been made, a lot of policies, programs, reforms have been undertaken. Okay, although the pace of reforms can be more, it can be expedited. There is a scope for improvement, and ये जो आपने solutions दिया है, these solutions are adopted, then more improvements can be. Okay, this should be the tone of your every answer. Do not be very cynical or pessimistic, okay, that everything is wrong. And do not just highlight issues. Highlight issues. Do constructive criticism. Generally, we just have a habit of saying, okay, this is bad, this is not working, that is not working, bureaucracy is inefficient, corrupt, roads are not there, water are not there. Okay, that everybody knows what the problems are. As a civil servant, you are supposed to be solution oriented. Okay, problems are there, everybody knows. Okay, so what? What next? What to do? So always solutions, focus on solutions. Not just in mains, even in the interview. Even in the interview, whenever you are being asked any question on any issue, highlight the problems, highlight the issue, then, sir, to deal with this issue, these are the steps that we will take. Okay? Now, these are very basic principles of answer writing. It's not rocket science.
You also told one more point, not to concentrate on the directive because the content is same.
Not to focus on the directive.
Then comment, elaborate.
Achha. Yeah. So again, in every question you will find different words: comment, discuss, critically examine, analyze, substantiate, elaborate, expand. Now, except for statements which use words such as elaborate, expand or substantiate, for all other types of questions the approach would be the same. For all other answers, for all other questions, critically analyze, examine, discuss, comment, you have to use the same approach, which is this approach, writing multi-dimensional answer, highlighting different sides of the issue. Okay. Only in questions which use words such as elaborate or expand, वहाँ पर you just have to expand the statement. You don't have to present the other side of the picture. Are you understanding? Expand का क्या मतलब होता है? बस उसको खींचना है. Whatever is being asked in the question, you just expand it. Don't use your own brain. Okay. So only in such questions, and those questions rarely come expand or elaborate. Generally questions are explain में multi-dimensional. Explain में all the dimensions. Only expand. Expand means you just expand the statement. वहाँ पर do not write other dimensions. But most of the questions में discuss, explain, comment, critically examine, analyze. You have to present all the sides of the picture, multi-dimensional, facts, examples, solutions. Yes, yes. Very write different headings and subheadings in your answer.
As in introduction?
No, not write introduction. Just introduction of 2 lines. Do not specify this is introduction. Body may write headings and subheadings. For example, the socio-cultural, I write socio-cultural. Economic part, I write economic part. The different dimensions you should write in the form of headings.
When you come to the solution.
Yeah, solutions, way forward.
You have to write that particular terminology.
Yes, I should be, like as an examiner, I should be able to see it.
Okay. So the whole questions, really terminology solutions will be followed. Has to be mentioned specifically.
No, I mean in the body I don't know. Body may be socially this can be done. Or
Dimensions.
yeah, economically this is the issue. Politically this is the issue. तो वो भी आपको highlight करना है. ठीक है? Again, as an examiner, I don't have the time to read each and every word of your answer. Like I am a UPSC examiner, I am going to check 50 copies every day. So you have to see. You are like a salesperson. You are selling your answer to me. I understand. And I am going to buy your answer only if your answer is convincing or it is different from others or it has some additional value which others do not have. It's a relative examination. Relative examination, you don't have to score a minimum number of marks. You have to score better than others. There is no minimum passing marks. Okay, so it's a relative competition. And your objective should be to get that half marks, 1 marks extra in each answer. अगर हर आंसर में अगर आपको हाफ मार्क्स ज़्यादा मिल रहे हैं, then in every paper you will get 10 marks more. In entire case you will get 40 marks more than others. Are you understanding? This is how you get marks. वो half marks, extra half marks के लिए क्या लिखना होगा which others are not writing. Otherwise everybody reads the same thing. Everybody reads the Hindu, everybody reads Lakshmikant, Bipin Chandra, those same books everybody reads. It's a question of how you are applying that knowledge, how you are writing your answers. It's not a question of your knowledge, it's a question of presentation, how you write answers and experience. The answer writing is the most important part in mains, and mains is the most important part in UPSC. So answer writing abhi se hi you practice on your own. You don't need to learn any test series. Go through previous year question papers. Just think, okay, if this question would come, what I would write? Introduction, my year. Body may I will include these dimensions. These are the solutions. These are the facts or examples that I could write as part of my answer, and this would be the conclusion. Just do brainstorming. You don't even need to write it. Just think. How will you approach? Now these are the basic principles that you should follow, not just in GS, for your optional also, in essay also. Okay. And these are very simple principles. I mean, I have not discovered these principles. These principles have been existing since a long time. Everybody knows about them. It's a question of implementation. Examination में again you don't get time to think about these things. वहाँ पर क्या होता है? Just question देखा और लिखना start कर दिया. How many minutes you have to write an answer?
8.
If you have 20 questions, then 9 minutes. If you have 25 questions, then 7.5 minutes. Okay, assuming you have 20 questions. Out of those 9 minutes, 1.5 minutes goes in just reading the question, just thinking. So whatever you have to write in around 7 minutes. Again, it's very difficult to think anything in 7 minutes. You won't be able to think then. वहाँ पर समझ में नहीं हो. There is so much of pressure that nothing would come into the mind. Okay, that's why revision is extremely important. You will be able to write only those things which you have revised at least 6 to 7 times. If you have read something once or twice, you won't be able to write it. Believe. वो दिमाग में आएगा ही नहीं. So for something to write in the examination or in those 7 to 8 minutes, you must have read that thing at least 7 to 8 times. Then only it should be internalized. Only things that you have internalized, you will be able to reproduce it. Otherwise, if you have read something once or twice, you won't be able to recall. That's why limit your study material. Do not read everything. But whatever you are reading, read it thoroughly. Revise it 5, 6, 7 times. So that you are able to write there. Ultimate objective क्या है? लिखना है ना वहाँ. You don't have to become a scholar. You have to crack UPSC examination. And as an examiner, you will get, like, I will give you marks only on the basis of what I see in the paper. I don't know how knowledgeable you are, how intelligent you are. I don't care. It's a question of what you write in those 3 hours. Okay. So just focus how much you can write and study accordingly. There is no point reading things which you won't be able to write. There is no point doing research on any topic. You have to write 200 words. Even if you know 10 to 15 keywords, you can expand it and write 150 to 200 words. So keep this in mind. Whatever you are reading, whether it's newspaper, magazine, government report, books, whatever. Okay. Study as much as can be reproduced in the examination. Otherwise, you will become a philosopher. But you won't be able to compete with UPSC. हाँ, scholar बन जाइएगा, but UPSC नहीं. In fact, many such people. चाय पीते हुए, intellectual discussions करते हुए. Terms of knowledge, okay, lot of knowledge. They have been reading for 4-5 years, 5 साल से यहाँ पढ़े हुए हैं. But वो knowledge को वो लिख नहीं पाते. Examiner doesn't know how knowledgeable they are or how intelligent they are. They don't care also. Keep in mind this. It's all about answer writing. How you are able to write your answer writings. Why I discussed this was because when we are discussing crisis and values, you should try to cover different dimensions of the crisis. Again, your answer, while reading anything, it should be a multi-dimensional perspective of that issue. Few things, like you gave examples of crisis and values. Again, always try to think systematically in terms of different dimensions. Socio-cultural dimension of the crisis and values, economic dimension, political dimension, spatial dimension. You train yourself to think that way, systematically. So when we talk of crisis and values, first is the spatial dimension. Then we have the socio-cultural dimension. Economic dimension. Political dimension. Governance dimension. Law and order dimension. Finally, we can have an institutional dimension. So again, you have to give different kinds of examples to show that yes, we are facing a crisis in values. Okay. So spatial dimension क्या है? The crisis in values is not limited to one society or one country. It's a global problem. It's a global phenomenon across space. Okay. What kind of examples you can give? Again, always focus on examples. एक line लिखना है, then examples. What are the examples of this spatial dimension of crisis in values?
By the government,
What's up?
the way the government is constitutionally democratic
Across the
communist.
Yeah. What are the examples that you
Hacking, global phenomenon,
Okay.
arms race, global phenomenon.
Arms race, terrorism, human rights violations. These are common across different countries. You can give the example of say gun violence in USA, terrorism in West Asia, authoritarian regimes of North Korea or Iran, and how people are repressed there. Okay, all these are examples of crisis in values across different countries. For example, gun violence in USA. What is the reason for gun violence in? You are aware of the gun violence in USA problem? What is the problem? Licensing.
Superheroes.
Superheroes. What?
Influenced by this
That is just one dimension.
fictional,
One of the reasons is black and white
easy availability of things.
That is the biggest reason. Okay. So gun violence में the major, because every few days if you are reading newspapers you must have come across news ki okay somebody goes out and then kills 10, 20, 30, 40 people. Basically by using guns. Okay. So why is this happening? Why it has become so rampant in USA? The immediate factor is availability of guns. Because in USA, right to own a gun or right to bear arms is a constitutional right. Second Amendment or Third Amendment right. It's part of the US Constitution. Right to bear arms, right to own a gun. Okay. And the gun lobby there is very strong. Lobbying is legal in US. Understand lobbying? There are different interest groups and they have their representatives lobbying with the parliamentarians, Congress or Senate. Okay. So the gun lobby is there very strong and they haven't allowed successive governments to change laws related to gun, to put on, like to put restrictions on gun ownership, etc. For example, the last government, Barack Obama government, they tried to introduce a bill which would have restricted gun ownership, which would have restricted availability of guns. Okay, but it will not be passed because of the there is a very strong institution there called NRFA, National Rifle Association, NRA. So it's a very strong lobby group there, which has not allowed successive governments to change gun ownership and availability laws. Again, this is the immediate cause. The root cause क्या है?
Easy
No, easy availability is the immediate cause. The root cause is essentially socio-cultural factors. Decline of family system. A lot of perpetrators who committed these acts of violence there were mentally unstable. Because they do not have any social support. There was nobody to guide them, counsel them. Are you understand? So the root cause are essentially socio-cultural and psychological factors. But again, the fact of the matter is that a mad person with a gun is more dangerous than a mad person without a gun. Are you understand? India maybe there are a lot of people who suffer from depression, who are mentally unstable. But because in India, the availability of gun is it's very difficult to get access to a gun. There it is very easy. वहाँ पर you get guns and bullets in general किराना stores like mom and pop stores, है ना ये grocery stores जैसे हम लोग खरीदने जाते हैं आटा चावल दाल. There no, I'm not kidding. It's It's there. Guns and bullets are sold in every small store there in US, and you don't need any license, nothing. Just go, ask for a gun and bullet, and they will give you. You don't need any license, the regulatory mechanism, and there is no regulatory mechanism. So, easy availability, easy accessibility is fine. Okay, and socio-cultural factors are also there. That incidents like the proportion of mentally unstable people or proportion of people without any social support, it is increasing because of the kind of society that they have. It's based on individualism. Yeah, in our setup, although even in our setup there is a decline of social capital. We will discuss that. The family system in India is also declining, but as compared to US, it's still better. So the root cause is socio-cultural and psychological factors, and the immediate factor is easy availability. Okay. So yeah, this is the spatial dimension में आप ये examples दे सकते हैं. Gun violence in USA, terrorism say ISIS in West Asia, human rights violations in authoritarian countries, etc. What would be the examples of socio-cultural dimension of crisis scenarios?
Social change, globalization.
Globalization. How globalization is not social culture. Civilization is very dimension. Ethnic cleansing, okay. Okay. In India, yeah, vigilantism, right-wing fundamentalism in recent times. Casteism also, caste-based discrimination, casteism also. Decline of all social institutions. What are the social institutions? Family, marriage. Okay. So again, you have to give facts whenever you are writing all these things. For example, decline of marriage as an institution. Then you have to give divorce rates. How divorce rates have increased in recent years. Yeah. Incidents of infidelity have increased. Okay, so you have to give all these facts to show that social institutions have declined. Okay. Yeah. So you can give these examples. Economic dimension में क्या example होगा? Trade wars, scams and scandals, crony capitalism. 2G scam, the great financial crisis of 2008-9. All these, basically the root cause was corruption and greed, crisis in values. Okay, all the examples of corporate wrongdoings. And we will discuss corporate wrongdoings, accounting scandals, stock market scams, etc. Political dimension. So criminalization of politics and politicization of crime. These are two related terms. Understand the difference between these terms? Criminalization of politics and politicization of crime. You can get a question. What is the difference between criminalization of politics and politicization of crime?
Using crime in politics is the criminalization of politics. Using political power for crimes, that is politicization of crimes.
See, for understanding the difference between criminalization of politics and politicization of crime, you need some understanding of post-independent India, post-independent political history. Have you read post-independent India's, the India after independence? If you read India's political history after independence, from around 1947 to 1967, okay, we had a unitary government for all practical purposes. Unitary government means, yeah, so Congress governments were there at the central as well as the state, okay, with the exception of few states. In some but it was a 1967. But till 1967, Congress had very little or no competition from different political parties. 1967 elections were a landmark election. A number of non-Congress governments were formed in different states. A number of regional political parties had emerged. Okay. So from 1967 onwards, fragmentation of politics started. Political competition increased. So when political competition increased, it became very difficult to win elections. Because on the same seat, now earlier there were 4 or 5 parties, now there are 15-20 parties competing on the same seat. Okay. So what politicians started doing? They started using or they started taking the help of criminals. Okay, muscle power in elections for voter intimidation, vote capturing, etc. Okay, this process is known as criminalization of politics. When criminals started supporting the political executive externally, okay, that process is known as criminalization of politics, use of muscle power in elections. Okay. After some time, say by late 1970s, 1980s, criminals realized that why to extend external help to politicians? Let us contest ourselves. We can also contest elections. We can also like part of the system. So when the criminals started contesting elections themselves and started becoming part of the political setup, lawbreakers becoming law makers, that process is known as politicization. Are you understand? So this is the difference. So politicization of crime का क्या example हो जाएगा? How many, like what percentage of different legislators have criminal cases pending against them? On an average, in all across all parties, around 25% to 30-35% of MPs and MLAs have pending criminal cases against them. It's an example of politicization. Okay. And when criminals use or support the political executive, the legislators from outside the system, then that is known as criminalization. Again, post-independent India is an important area which you should read. There is an NCERT book also on that, India after independence. Otherwise, there is a very good book by Ramchandra Guha, India after Gandhi. So you can read that, it's a very good book. And you will get to know about like political developments, economic developments, social cultural developments that are taking place after independence. That is a topic also in paper 1, post-independence consolidation. Okay? So yeah, politicization, criminalization of politics, politicization of crime हो गया. You can take the example of what happened in recent Karnataka Assembly elections. What happened after Karnataka Assembly elections? Horse trading. Those are also examples of declining political standards, declining quality of political leaders, declining political culture in our country. In such a horse trading taking place in such an open and brazen manner. See, horse trading has always taken place, but not in such a brazen manner, बिल्कुल openly. No, I mean, no political civility. Political civility होता है, political culture होता है. Okay. So now, I mean, that is not there. Yeah. So political dimension के लिए example दे सकते हैं. Use of black money in elections. That is the root cause of political corruption. Okay. Governance में crisis in values है, इसके लिए क्या example होगा? Corruption. Corruption, lack of transparency, lack of accountability. ठीक है? Again, you have to state facts. For example, what is India's ranking in corruption perception index, like Transparency International. Corruption, red tapeism, these are basically manifestation of crisis in values in governance. Law and order dimension क्या होगा? Pending cases is not like value a problem. Basically, increasing crime rates against different sections of the society, especially against the vulnerable sections of the society. Crimes against women, crimes against Dalits, You have to quote NCRB figures, National Crime Record Bureau के जो figures होंगे, law and order, how law and order situation has deteriorated in recent times. Okay, so again that is an example of crisis in values, law and order dimension of the crisis in values. And finally we have the institutional dimension. It difference again, a democracy is about institutions. There are different institutions of governance. And all the institutions of our democracy are facing a crisis. Whether it be the parliament or the judiciary, media, okay, civil society, okay, all these institutions are facing a crisis. So you can just take one example, one institution for example, and just describe how that institution is facing a crisis. For example, take the example of media. Media is a very important institution in a democracy. What are the problems in media? Paid news. Or what is the present regulatory framework in media? How is it regulated? How is it governed? Media in India. Home Ministry. Do we have any law? Do we have any regulatory body for media? Yeah, so print media and electronic media. So do we have something for print media? Do we have something for electronic media? What kind of regulation we have? What is that? See, for print media we have a regulation body, Press Council of India, PCA. It's a quasi-judicial body. But for electronic media में we have self-regulation. We do not have any external regulatory body. So there are different associations. For example, NBAI, News Broadcasters Association of India. Okay. So in electronic media, these are self-regulatory bodies. Self-regulatory bodies का मतलब है कि there are no representatives from outside. Okay. All the representatives belong to the media itself. For example, PCI in print media is an external regulatory body. It's headed by generally a retired judge. But in electronic media, there is no external regulation. They have self-regulation. That is, they have their own internal associations and bodies to regulate electronic media. To regulate news channels, we have News Broadcasters Association of India, NBAI. Okay. So again, media में there are lots of issues at present. You can get a question on media in particular. What are the ethical issues in media, or what are the issues in media? That is not a major issue. That was in the context of a particular case. But in general, the quality of media, आप देखते हैं news channels, देखते हैं, I मिलता है debates, TV debates ये सब देखने का. Try to watch these TV debates. Television is not always a waste of time. Depends on how you use it. Especially Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha TV discussions, they are very good. Even some of the news channels, NDTV के discussions, sometimes they are good. Try to watch them anyway. So media में generally the quality of media has declined in recent times. The quality of debates and discussions that take place, and a more serious discussion takes place in most of the news channels. There is sensationalization and trivialization of news. Yeah, that is another issue. So what are the various issues? First is sensationalization and trivialization of news. Everything becomes the breaking news. The competition for TRPs, television rating points. Okay. Then we have the issue of media losing its independence. So as I said, that different political parties, again, not just political parties, even corporate sector can influence काफी है media. So just try to analyze who are the owners of the company. Different media outlets are there. For example, News 18 is a media channel. CNN IBN जो चलाता है. Just see who owns News 18, or who owns NDTV, or who owns Republic TV, or Times Now. and then try to analyze what kind of news they show. Okay, you yourself will understand how they manipulate news. So, in media, what is required is a distinction between ownership and editorial team. Owners should not interfere with the work of the editorial team. Owners should not interfere in the content, what needs to be shown or what should be shown to the people. But at present, this is not happening. Owners interfere. Okay, please show this, show that, don't show this, don't show that. Are you understanding? So this is known as corporatization of media, or even politicization of media. When media outlets they start promoting a particular ideology or a party, a lot of media channels are there. In fact, by seeing a news channel, you can understand which party is it affiliated. Okay.
Models of chief editors in office.
Yeah, that is basically
Freedom of speech.
suppressing the freedom of speech. There is something called press freedom index, and India ranks very low in the press freedom index. And especially now, the last few years, not just in Jammu and Kashmir, in general also. Sure, so many freelance journalists have been killed, and in generally a number of accusations have been made that if you do not toe the government line, then you will face consequences. So, yeah, so like curbing the freedom of speech and expression. All these are issues in media. Okay, so you can get a question. Again, what is the solution? These are all the issues. Again, the focus always has to be on solutions. Awareness. But what will citizens do these things? For example, you and I are the citizens. What can I do?
We are citizens, choose the representatives. And the current representatives are there, and the current laws are there.
Okay, that is a. That can be a solution for everything. And again, choose correct representatives who will implement correct policies. But at a policy level, what can be done? In terms of governance reforms, in terms of strengthening the regulatory framework for media, what can be done? So I told you at present, for the main problem is the electronic media. Print media is still, censored is not the right word, it's regulated. Regulated, and plus the quality of print media is more or less okay. Most of the problems are there in electronic media. Okay. And I told you that at present, as far as the regulatory framework for media is concerned, we do not have an external regulatory body. So what we need is some form of independent external regulation. It should be independent. It should not be government regulation. Okay, because if government starts regulating it, then media will lose its independence. So, external regulation at the same time ensuring media's autonomy, media's independence. So, it should be a multi-stakeholder external regulatory body. Present we have just internal regulation comprising of just representatives of electronic media. The multi-stakeholder external regulatory body needs to be constituted, which will have representatives not just from the electronic media, from civil society, from government, from judiciary, so that media's autonomy is not broken. Okay. Because the system of self-regulation is not working. So in UK a few years back, there was this committee called Leveson Committee that was constituted on this issue, on the issue of media regulation. Leveson Committee. UK में भी मीडिया में काफी issues थे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया में. The committee was set up under Judge Leveson, and he had given a number of recommendations how to regulate media, how to strengthen the governance framework for media. So you can go through the recommendations of Leveson Committee, and if any question on media comes, you can write that similar recommendations need to be implemented in India also. Okay. Similarly, judiciary. So media is one of the institutions. Judiciary में भी आजकल इतने problems हो रहे हैं. There have been instances of corruption. Recently, impeachment proceedings or impeachment. A Supreme Court committee had recommended impeachment against a judge. Who was he? That was not a serious impeachment proceeding. A Supreme Court in-house committee has recommended impeachment Impeachment of a judge, High Court judge.
use J.
वो तो करना है.
Yes, sir.
Justice Mishra or Justice Shukla of Allahabad. Okay. A few months back only, the Supreme Court Announced Committee has recommended impeaching Justice Shukla of Allahabad for his alleged involvement in MCI, Medical Council of India case. Like he was hearing one of the cases was related to MCI, and there were accusations that he had given certain favors, like in his judgment, he had given certain favors to certain private medical colleges. Okay. So those accusations were found to be true by the Supreme Court Announced Committee and was recommended to start impeachment proceedings against. Deepak Mishra against the Chief Justice against it wasn't a serious proposition. It was just few opposition political parties they wanted to initiate this. Okay. So essentially, see, the point I am trying to convey is that cover different dimensions, and for each of the dimensions give examples, current examples. How in that area we are facing a crisis in values. Just take the example of these. Don't write too much of theory, just examples and facts. Okay? Now these are the different dimensions. Now what are the reasons for crisis in values? These are the different dimensions of crisis. What are the reasons for crisis in values? Why are we facing crisis in values? क्या देंगे? Reasons for crisis in values? Lack of awareness. Awareness of what?
What are the rules or regulations which?
Okay. Or?
So society, the environment,
Lack of knowledge of distinguishing.
Lack of knowledge of ethics. Okay. Or? Why there is lack of knowledge of ethics?
proper education, right? And no proper values for education.
Education. See again, reasons have to be multi-dimensional. Always see again, you have to train your mind. Think along different dimensions. Socio-cultural reasons क्या है? Economic reasons क्या है? Political reasons क्या है? Other reasons क्या है? जिनको कैटेगराइज नहीं कर सकते हैं, राइट? अदर रीजंस. Okay. So always see again, UPSC is all about presentation. Mains is all about how systematically you are able to present your views. Most of the people are not able to do this. They just write reasons for crisis in values 1, 2, 3, 4. Now everybody will do that. If you want to get that half marks extra, you have to categorize your thought process into different headings and subheadings and present systematically. है ना? तब मैं आपका अगर आंसर पढ़ूंगा तो मुझे लगेगा हाँ इसने कुछ डिफरेंट लिखा है as compared to other. Otherwise, see, the content is the same. Everybody knows the content. Everybody knows the content. It's a question of how you are presenting it. Okay. So try to present it systematically. So socio-cultural reasons होंगे, economic reasons होंगे, political reasons होंगे, and you can also say there are other reasons. ठीक है? Socio-cultural reasons क्या है? Yeah, one of the reasons is role of family and educational institutions. Okay? Because family and education institutions play a very important role. They are important social institutions which play a role in inculcating good values. We will be discussing about role of family and education institutions in detail. Apart from that, casteism is not the root cause, it's a manifestation, it's a consequence. रूट कॉज क्या है? materialism and consumerism. When we talk of socio-cultural factors responsible for crisis in values, responsible for decline in ethical standards, first root cause is materialism and consumerism. Okay. So as human beings, what does materialism mean? Giving more importance to material possessions, physical possessions than your inner well-being or spiritual well-being. Okay. So as human beings, we have become very materialistic. We give more importance to objects than human beings, than other fellow human beings. So basically, our perception of a good life, our perception of happiness has become very limited. हम लोग happiness कैसे measure करते हैं? How do we measure if somebody is leading a good life? बड़ा घर है ना? They have a huge home, they have a huge car, they have an iPhone, है ना? So we think that okay, they are very happy, they are living a very good life. So our benchmark or our parameter to assess happiness and a good life, it has become very limited. Limited to the size of our car and the brand of the phone. How much property you own, how much land you have. Yeah. Even consumerism. So every day you will find those sales, great Amazon sale, great Flipkart sale, this sale, that sale, and ultimately we end up buying things which we don't need. So basically what has happened is that our needs have become want and our wants have become greed. Needs to want to greed, these are three related terms. तो जो हमारे needs हुआ करते थे वो हमारे wants या desire हो गए कि I want this even if I don't need it. I want an iPhone. And then this want or desire gives rise to greed. And ultimately greed is the root cause of everything. Ultimately आप किसी भी चीज का देखिएगा root cause क्या है? Greed. They don't need it. They want it, which ultimately gives rise to greed. So give these small examples when you are analyzing socio-cultural factors. Okay, materialism, consumerism, these examples. Great Amazon sale, Flipkart sale. Yeah. So role of family and education institutions हो गया, materialism and consumerism हो गया, then individualism and decline of social capital. The third factor or the third socio-cultural factor responsible for crisis in values is individualism and decline of social capital. Okay. So initially in the first class I told you that Western societies are based on individualism, whereas Eastern societies, Oriental societies are based on collectivism. So traditionally in countries such as India, we have given a lot of importance to social institutions. Our social capital has been very strong. What is social capital? Yeah. So network of interrelationships that exist in the society, that is required for the sustenance of the society. तो जैसे physical capital होता है, human capital होता है, वैसे social capital भी होता है. So traditionally in societies such as India, our social capital has been very strong. However, again in recent times, it has been on a decline. All our social institutions have been declining. Again, वही family, decline of family as a social institution, decline of marriage as a social institution. Okay. What kind of examples can you give here? हाँ, वो facts लिख सकते हैं, increasing number of divorce rates or increasing incidence of infidelity, etc. Yeah, sexual harassment by child sexual harassment, and most of it is done by close relatives. Okay. Similarly, decline of joint family, nuclear families, the emergence of nuclear families, and in nuclear families again, children do not have any social support. They do not know, both the parents are working, and they do not have anywhere to go. हाँ babysittings और वो सब फिर ultimately they end up physically abusing the child.
So betrayal and all those things.
Betrayal,
Betrayal in the relationships.
infidelity. Infidelity is that. Okay. So you have to give these examples. You can give the example of the Vrindavan. You have heard of what is the Vrindavan famous for? Vrindavan, you know? Where is Vrindavan?
It's in the north, north.
North is a huge area. Delhi is in north, Punjab, Haryana, UP, Rajasthan, all are north. Vrindavan is in UP, Mathura ke paas. Vrindavan is famous for Krishna's childhood. Apparently, mythologically, Krishna spent his childhood in Vrindavan, Lord Krishna. Anyway, for our purpose, Vrindavan is famous for old age home. Vrindavan has the largest old age home for widows in India. Okay, so you'll find that every day there are so many families who will leave their old parents there, है ना? तो वो आते हैं अपने बूढ़े माँ बाप को छोड़कर वहाँ ओल्ड एज होम में they go away. It is the largest old age home for widows in India. So again, existence of such old age homes again it's an example of how our family system is declining. Those same children who were brought up by their parents, their parents were there for them when they needed them, and now when the parents need them, what they are doing? Abandoning them. It's a crisis in values, crisis in like a family system. Our family values that were there, it's no longer there. So you have to give such small common examples, not give right too much of theory. ठीक है? So socio-cultural में ये सारे हो गए. Family and education institutions, decline of social capital, individualism and materialism and consumerism. Economic reasons क्या हैं?
Already I
Too much competition in the private sector, you are saying. Too much competition is not the cause. I mean, too much competition is always good.
Unhealthy competition, unhealthy competition.
Nepotism, favoritism,
political bias.
political favoritism, I mean, these are not strictly related to economic factors. They can exist at any level. Economic factors, as you said, the root cause, see, if you analyze any law and order issue, for example, terrorism, northeast insurgency, naxalism, or crime rates, one of the root causes is always economic. That is development deficit or lack of employment opportunities. Okay, for example, naxalism and a northeast insurgency, one of the root causes is lack of development in those areas. Are you understanding? So development deficit is generally one of the root causes related to any law and order problem. चाहे वो जम्मू एंड कश्मीर militancy हो, चाहे वो naxalism हो, चाहे वो northeast insurgency. In fact, in the northeast, organized crime is an industry because वहाँ पर कोई employment opportunities ही नहीं है youth के. There are no employment opportunities for the youth. Okay, so all these groups have emerged who are into extortion, kidnapping, drug trafficking, etc. And youth join these organizations not because they want to or they are ideologically sort of motivated, just because they don't have anything else to do. Yeah. They run a parallel government there. They have their own sort of what do we say that? Those sheets with their own stamp and emblem. Okay. Even government organizations have to give extortion there, to pay extortion. Anyway, so essentially what I am trying to say is that development deficit is one of the root causes behind any law and order security related issue. Okay. Similarly, inequality. Inequality is another economic factor responsible for social conflicts. Okay. So as per the recent Oxfam report, okay, top 1% of the population owns how much of wealth? 60, 58%, or 60% of wealth, globally as well as in India. Okay. Now, if there is so much of inequality, what will happen?
Chaos.
Social conflict, chaos, conflict between the haves and the have-nots. Okay, it will lead to instability. So again, inequality is one of the root causes for social instability, social conflicts. And again, inequality in recent times, inequality has been in news. काफी न्यूज़ में रहा है.
International Labour Organization equality between the pay scales.
In general, inequality has become a sort of focus in functioning of different economies. Because earlier the view was that in economics, the earlier view or the traditional view was that with growth or with development, inequality increases, it reaches a maximum and then it starts to fall. This was the earlier view. Now this view has been challenged by contemporary economists. So some very famous economists, Nobel Prize winning economists, they have done some path-breaking work in this field. For example, Thomas Piketty. Piketty has written a book called Capital in the 21st Century. Then there are people such as Joseph Stiglitz. You have heard of Stiglitz? Thomas Piketty, Joseph Stiglitz, even Amartya Sen. These people have done landmark research in the field of inequality, and they have basically concluded that it is not necessary that development or growth has to be accompanied by inequality. Yeah, that is in the context of India. The jobless growth that has taken place after the economic reforms in India. Yeah, that is a different issue. Both inequality is related. That is more of employment creation and whether growth has led to economic creation. But again, inequality I am telling you because inequality has been in news in recent times, and you can expect a question on inequality either in paper 2 or in paper 4 or even in the form of essay. Something on inequality. So prepare your own notes on inequality. What is the present status, what are the reasons, and what needs to be done. So that if any question comes, you can. Economic reasons ये हो गए. Political reasons क्या है? What is the root cause of political corruption?
Immature politicians.
Immature. They are not immature. Very smart. In fact, politicians. You meet politicians, then you will realize how smart they are. Generally, we have this impression that they are illiterate, they don't know how to talk, or they don't know anything. They are very knowledgeable, very smart people. They are not immature. That is not immaturity. Immature is the wrong term.
Maintain status.
Just perform.
First for power politics. Second, political sector corruption, the root cause is use of black money in political processes, including elections. That is the root cause of corruption in public sector or corruption in politics. How much money is spent on an average in an election, Lok Sabha constituency, Lok Sabha election or Assembly election? On crores. Per constituency, I am talking. एक constituency में at the level of Lok Sabha elections, how much money is spent on an average? 20 what? What is the official limit? As per the election commission, there are certain expenditure ceilings. So the official ceiling is in the range of 40 to 70 lakhs for larger states, and for smaller states it is in the range of 22 to 44 lakhs. Essentially from 20 to 70 lakhs they reach for smaller states and for bigger states, depending upon the size of the constituency. In practice, again there are no official figures, but research by organizations such as ADR, Association of Democratic Reforms, it shows that on an average in a Lok Sabha election, around 20 to 25 crore is spent again during the election process on one constituents. Now, when somebody comes to power, if I have spent 20 to 25 crore in getting elected, my entire focus in the next 5 years would be to get that money back. And then election becomes an investment. Understanding? I have invested 20 to 25 crore and I don't have to earn just 20 to 25 crore, I have to earn more than that. I have to earn some interest also, profit also. So, again, why they are able to spend 20 to 25 crore? Because of use of black money in elections. The use of black money in politics and in elections is a root cause of public sector corruption. अगर उसको आप कर्व कर लेते हैं, कंट्रोल कर लेते हैं, then public sector corruption can be controlled in a way. Okay, we will discuss how it is. Okay, so that is the root cause as far as political corruption or the crisis in values in politics is concerned. बाकी declining quality of political leaders, declining political culture, these are also causes. And finally, we have other factors. Other factors such as globalization and role of technology. Okay. So this entire process of crisis in values has been aided, it has been facilitated by the technological progress, especially role of mass media, role of music, movies, etc. So people get affected or their value system gets shaped by the things that they see on mass media and television, on internet, etc. What kind of movies are being made, what kind of music is being made, what is the lyrics of the songs. Are you understanding? Especially children, youth get influenced by these things. है ना? तो अगर movies में दिखाया जा रहा है अगर if there is glorification of violence or if there is objectification of women, then children also learn the same thing. Same with music. Few days back, like recently I was in a function, family function था, वहाँ पे वो गाना चल रहा था, हनी सिंह का, what हनी सिंह? Blue Eyes, it's Blue Eyes. उसके its lyrics were like छोटे कपड़े में बॉम्ब लगती रानी. Okay. Now small children were dancing there, listening to that song. I don't know whether they understood the meaning or anything, but the fact is that these things remain inside our head, and these things only then lead to the creation of a patriarchal mindset. How they view women, how we view women. What we see in movies, in music, if they are objectifying women, if the lyrics of the songs are objectifying women, then children also do the same thing. They treat women as objects. So again, these things play a very important role. Mass media, music, movies, that superhero wala that you were saying, even gun violence के जो incidents हुए हैं US में, some of them were influenced by superhero characters. So that is the kind of impact that movies have on people. They get influenced by them. So other reasons में globalization and technological progress. Okay, role of internet, role of movies, music, etc. They also play a very important role in shaping our value system or in determining the crisis in values. Clear? So these are the various dimensions. Again, just try to give common examples from day-to-day life related to these dimensions. Okay? Now what needs to be done? So we have discussed various dimensions of the crisis, we have discussed various reasons of the crisis. Now we have to focus on solutions. Okay, we are facing a crisis in values, there are various reasons. What needs to be done? So what is needed is a moral revolution. So materialistic values need to be balanced with moral values, spiritual values. Revolution. Okay, so we need restoration of values. Values need to be restored. Okay, and then again various steps need to be taken to bring about a moral revolution for restoration of values. Various steps need to be taken. As far as the socio-cultural crisis is concerned, socio-cultural angle जो हमने discuss किया, उसमें the first thing is role of family in education institutions. So what are the things that need to be done at the level of family and educational institutions? We will going to discuss this. Then role of social reformers. Okay. For example, one of the reasons for increasing incidence of say right-wing fundamentalism or Islamic fundamentalism is misinterpretation of religion. Okay. So to deal with those things, to deal with religion-related issues, caste-related issues, etc., the social reformers or the progressive elements in different religions, in different communities, in different castes, basically they need to come out and provide a correct interpretation of religious text. You understand? It is their responsibility. So progressive elements हैं, they should come out and sort of provide a counter view of what the orthodox or conservative elements are providing. Okay. So that is again one of the things that needs to be done at the level of socio-cultural, like keeping in mind the socio-cultural dimension. Okay. Family and education institutions, social reformers, role of social reformers.
So example in contemporary times of social reformers.
Social reformers का मतलब है कि we as people, the progressive elements, the progressive individuals in different, for example, अभी right wing fundamentalism हो रहा है, cow vigilantism हो रहा है, all aspects of the rise. So within Hinduism, the progressive individual they should come out and oppose these things and provide a correct interpretation of a religious text. Again, why cow vigilantism is taking place? Because of misinterpretation of religious text. वेदास में लिखा गया है कि हमें ऐसा करना है, वेदास में ऐसा नहीं लिखा गया है। तो जो पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं, the educated people, the progressive people, they should come out and provide a contrarian view. That is the role of social reformers. का मतलब है we as a society. Okay. Economic reasons में क्या क्या आ जाएगा? Basically, economic reason में we need to bring about inclusive development, inclusive and equitable development. जो development deficit हो रहा है जिसकी वजह से बहुत सारे problems हो रहे हैं. So we need to ensure balanced regional development, and we also need to ensure inclusive development of different sections of the society. Similarly, steps need to be taken to deal with inequality through different redistributive justice programs. है ना? Various policies and programs for ensuring redistributive justice. Okay. So यहाँ पर inclusive development, inclusive and equitable development को ensure करना होगा through different policies and programs. Then we need governance reforms. Okay. Governance reforms का क्या मतलब होता है? Reforms in legislations, institutions, and systems and processes. So as to create adherence. The objective of governance reforms is to create adherence. See, ये जो family and education institutions है, social reformers हैं, what they are trying to do, they are trying to strengthen the ethical fiber of the society. है ना? They are trying to bring about attitudinal change, behavioral change. Okay, how we think, they focus on that. Now, in spite of the effort of these institutions, there would always be people who would do unethical or illegal things. है ना? So to create deterrence for them, what we need is a strong governance framework in the form of strong laws, strong institutions, and strong systems and processes to create deterrence, so that they do not commit unethical or illegal activities. We will discuss these elements. Okay. And finally, to deal with globalization and factors such as role of media, etc., what we need to do is regulatory reforms. So, for example, media needs to be regulated. Okay, to curb the ill effects of globalization. and technological progress. Okay. By regulated, we do not mean government control. It should be independent external regulation, multi-stakeholder regulation. Okay. So these are the various things that needs to be done for restoration of values. Okay. Socio-culturally, पहले family and education institutions में reforms लाने होंगे. Okay. Social reformers have to come forward to deal with social ills or social evils. Inclusive and equitable development needs to be ensured. Okay. Inequality needs to be tackled through redistributive justice programs. Governance reforms are required for creating deterrence. Okay. They will include legislative, institutional, and systemic reforms. And finally, to deal with the ill effects of globalization and entities such as media, ठीक है, उनके लिए डील करने के लिए क्या सॉल्यूशन है? रेगुलेटरी रिफॉर्म्स. ठीक है. So we are going to discuss family education institutions of the day. Let's take a break for 10 minutes. Meet at 1:05. Bavarian values were bureaucratic attitude. All the Bavarian attitude, the characteristics of Bavarian bureaucracy, hierarchy, discipline, centralization of authority, personal order, those are all bureaucratic values. And the NPA values, new public administration values, those are all democratic values.
NPA 7 values. All the 7 values are NPA.
Yeah, change orientation, outcome orientation, citizen orientation, equity, transparency, accountability, all these are NPA values. New public administration. These are modern contemporary values which civil servants are expected to follow. I'll discuss it afterwards. Although I haven't been able to check it, I'll check it there and there also. we have discussed different kinds of values. We started our discussion with different kinds of values. Okay. Then we discussed importance of human values at a societal level, at an individual level. Okay. Then we discussed crisis in values. Are we facing a crisis in values? Different dimensions of the crisis in values, different examples we discussed. We discussed different reasons for the crisis in values, social, cultural, economic, political, other reasons, etc. And then finally we discussed solutions. What needs to be done? Okay, your answer always has to end with a solution. Okay. Now the next topic here is determinants of values. Yesterday you were asking determinants of ethics. So ये determinants of values, ethics, these are the factors. What are the factors that determine the value system of an individual or a society, or the ethical orientation of an individual or a society? Okay, determinants of values or ethics. What are the factors that determine the value system of an entity or ethical orientation of an entity? Okay. These factors could be categorized in three categories: micro level or individual factors, meso level or organizational factors, macro level or societal factors. Okay. These are the three sets of factors that affect or that determine the value system or ethical orientation of any entity. Okay. So micro level or individual factors. These factors differ from individual to individual. These exist at the micro level. Okay. Micro level individual factors में क्या क्या है? First, conscience. Second, family and educational institutions. Third, individual life experiences. Fourth, ethical awareness and ability to apply the same. Okay, so these are the micro level factors, or these factors are they exist at the level of individual. They vary from individual to individual. Okay, first is conscience. All of us have our own conscience. You understand conscience? Okay, so we'll discuss more about conscience. Family and education institutions again. All of us come from different families. We come from different backgrounds. We have studied from different education institutions, and they have been instrumental in shaping our value system. Individual life experiences. Again, how we think, how we act, okay, it to a large extent is shaped by what kind of experiences we have had in our life. Okay. For example, say again, if I have lived a life of poverty, then I would give more importance to money. Okay. If I come from a broken family, suppose my parents were divorced, then I might lose faith in the institution of marriage. Okay. So again, we all come from very different background. We have very different life experiences. Okay. And that shape how we think, how we act, how we behave. Okay. That's why we should not judge anyone, because we don't know what they have been through. And lastly, ethical awareness and ability to apply the same. Again, how we think, how we act, our value system is influenced by our awareness of ethics, different ethical theories, and our awareness of the lives and teachings of different leaders and reformers. Okay. So the more we read about others, so for example, if we have a lot of awareness of, we have read a lot about say Gandhi, Nehru, Patel, Vivekananda, Ambedkar, Buddha, etc. Okay. Then we try to again emulate their good qualities. We get inspired or motivated by them. Are you understanding? So ethical awareness refers to awareness of not just ethics as a domain, but also our awareness of the lives and teachings of different leaders, reformers, philosophers, etc., who have been achievers in different fields. Okay. And not just awareness, but our ability to apply this. That also shapes our value system. Okay. So ethical awareness and ability to apply the same. So the process of ethical reasoning, you remember? The last was ethical character. That is the application part. Just awareness is not enough whether we are able to apply it or not. So all these factors exist at an individual level, micro level. They vary from individual to individual. Let us discuss some of these individual factors. First of all, let us start our discussion with conscience. Before conscience, there is this theory. In psychology, there is a theory called Kohlberg's theory of moral development. Kohlberg was a psychologist and he came out with his theory of moral development. they said that there are 3 levels of moral development. Pre-conventional morality, conventional morality, and post-conventional morality. Okay, so Kohlberg's theory of moral development says that there are 3 levels or 3 stages of moral development. Okay, pre-conventional morality. Generally, this level is exhibited by children. ये जो level of morality है, this level of morality is exhibited by children. So children do not have their inner moral sense. They do not have their own conscience. They do not have a sense of right and wrong. So their thought, behavior and actions is governed by basically incentive or reward for good behavior and disincentive and punishment for bad behavior. So they function on the basis of positive and negative reinforcement. If you do this, you will get this, or if you don't do this, you will get this. So if you ask any child why stealing is bad, okay, they won't say that it's bad because of this reason. They would say that because my mother has told me that it's bad. Because they do not have their own inner moral sense, inner sense of right and wrong. They haven't developed their conscience. Okay, so this is the pre-conventional morality stage, where entities or the decision makers, the moral agent, does not have his or her own moral sense. Conventional morality. Most of the people lie in this stage. They belong to this level. So basically, conventional morality means you conform to the existing conventions. You understand conform? You conform. Conform means you follow. So you conform to the societal norms, conventions. You do not question authority. Authority gets internalized. Okay. So again, research suggests that around 80 to 85% of the adults are in this level, like they show or they belong to this level, conventional morality stage or conventional morality level. They conform to the existing conventions, norms, societal norms. They do not question authority. Okay. Post-conventional morality basically means when you start questioning the existing order. Okay. So they, like people in this stage, they develop their own set of moral guidelines. They question existing order, they question authority, okay, and they are a sort of rebellious. Okay. So generally, psychological research suggests that only 10 to 15% of the adults are able to reach this stage, who are able to question order, who question existing rules, regulations, norms, conventions, etc., and develop their own set of moral guidelines. Most of the achievers in different fields belong to the post-conventional morality stage. अलग-अलग फील्ड में जो different achievers होते हैं, चाहे वो politics हो, governance हो, sports हो, entertainment हो, ठीक है, they belong to the post-conventional morality stage. So just keep in mind this theory. ये कहीं-कहीं use होता है, Kohlberg's theory of moral development. It's a very famous theory in psychology. Again, this theory is much more complex. I am presenting a very simplified version of this theory. But as far as again ethics is concerned, you don't need to get into the depth. Now, basic knowledge is more than enough. You don't have to read psychology. Okay. Now let us come to discussion on our micro-level factors. First is conscience. What is conscience? How will you define conscience?
In
inner voice. So conscience refers to the unique human ability. It is the unique human ability to distinguish between right and wrong, good and bad, proper and improper. Distinguish between right and wrong, good and bad, proper and improper. Okay. So, what distinguishes human beings from animals is their conscience. Human beings are thinking, rational, choosing creatures whose actions are determined by their conscience, by their inner voice. Okay. In fact, conscience is considered to be the guardian of justice, decency, and morality. Okay. Now there are different theories on conscience. Okay. In philosophy, there are different theories on conscience. First is the conventional theory or the theory of moral sense. The conventional theory or the theory of moral sense. What does this theory say? This theory believes that conscience is innate. The conventional theory or the theory of moral sense believes that conscience is innate and cannot be changed. Conscience is innate. I-N-N-A-T-E. Innate मतलब intrinsic. Okay, and it cannot be changed. Okay. So basically, it believes that human beings are born with a conscience which cannot be changed. Plus, conscience basically immediately tells you what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. Okay? So basically, it is a sort of proxy for moral sense. Whenever you are facing an ethical dilemma, your conscience will tell you, okay, this is the right thing to do, this is the wrong thing to do.
So intuition and this thing are same.
Intuition and
This conscience.
I mean, intuition is part of your conscience. Conscience is a much larger concept. Conscience is anything that comes from within. Your inner voice. Whenever you are facing any situation, any dilemma, your inner voice will. Intuition is not the right word. The conscience is a.
What does that mean?
Intuition means hunch, inkling. Sometimes we have intuition. Okay, this is the right thing to do. We don't know why this is the right thing, but we think that okay, my hunch is that I should do this. So theory of moral sense or conventional theory believes that human beings are born with a conscience which cannot be changed. Conscience is innate, and secondly, conscience immediately tells a moral agent what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. Okay, so एक immediate sense of right or wrong का पता चल जाता है. Okay. Second is theory of moral reason. ये पहला theory of moral sense. Second is theory of moral reason. So this theory believes that yes, human beings are born with a conscience, but conscience does not tell you immediately as to what is right, what is wrong. You have to reason with your conscience. Okay? The theory of moral sense क्या है? एक immediate sense. You will get an immediate sense of what is right and wrong according to this theory. According to theory of moral reasons, yes, all of us are born with a conscience. However, conscience does not tell us immediately what is right, what is wrong. It does not give us an immediate sense of right and wrong. Okay? It does not, conscience does not give an immediate sense of right and wrong. It has to be reasoned with. Okay. So essentially it means that conscience is subject to reason. Conscience is subject to reason. And third is the modern contemporary theory.
So example of this. Example of theory of moral reason.
Theory of moral reason. So theory of moral sense will say कि अगर आप कोई ethical dilemma face कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, at a personal level or at a professional level, ठीक है, आपका conscience immediately आपको बोलेगा कि this is the right thing to do. Okay, you can take any ethical dilemma. Okay, बस theory of moral reason ये कह रहा है कि immediately it is not going to tell us. ऐसा conscience कोई machine अंदर नहीं है कि you are facing an ethical dilemma and immediately it will tell you a sense of okay, this is right, this is wrong. You will have to reason with it. और reason आप कैसे करिएगा? Depending upon your ethical awareness, your individual life experiences. ठीक है, cost benefit analysis, not ratio. You will basically analyze different options. You will reason with it. ठीक है, so it would be a informed decision, as compared to theory of moral sense, which says that it would be a spontaneous decision. You understand? Theory of moral sense कहते हैं spontaneously उसी वक्त आ जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. According to theory of moral reason, you have to reason with your conscience, you have to analyze different options, and then we choose or we take an informed decision.
Merit basis. Merit basis.
Merit-based decision, yeah, basically cost benefit after doing proper thorough cost benefit analysis. Okay. The modern theory believes that, again, the theory of moral reason also believes that your conscience cannot be changed. You are born with a conscience, you have to reason with it, but your basic conscience remains the same. Okay. Modern theory believes that, yes, human beings are born with a conscience, but it can be nurtured, it can be acquired, it can be changed. Okay. All human beings are born with a particular conscience, but that conscience can be nurtured, modified, inculcated and acquired. Okay. So basically conscience is a dynamic concept. It's not a static concept. ऐसा नहीं है कि you are born with a conscience, it cannot be changed. You can nurture your conscience, you can modify your conscience. How? Through, again, importance, the role of family and education institutions, because of the impact of family and education institutions, because of your individual life experiences, because of your ethical awareness of other people. You learn new things, you try to modify and change your conscience. Okay. So at present this modern theory is the acceptable theory. So if any question comes, do you think human beings are born with a conscience which cannot be changed? Or human beings are born with a conscience which cannot be changed? Critically examine this situation. ठीक है? तो पहला जो theory believe करता है कि yes, conscience cannot be changed. ठीक है? We are born with a conscience, it cannot be changed. But the modern contemporary theory believes that it can be changed, it can be modified. It is affected by a set of external factors: family, education institutions, your individual life experiences, ethical awareness, etc. Yeah? In fact, in civil services, when we talk of civil services reforms, one of the reforms in recruitment that have been suggested is lowering the age of entry in civil services. At present, what is the age of entry? 21 to 32. Okay. So earlier, after independence, it was 23 or 24, I think. Then it increased to 25, then 28, then 30, and then few years back it has been increased to 32. Okay. One of the suggestions, all these committees and commissions that have been set up, second ARC, Alert Committee, etc. One of the recommendations that they have given is lowering the age of entry in civil services. Why? Because again, psychological research suggests that your value systems or your conscience gets concretized, it gets formulated by your early 20s. ठीक है, आपके early 20s तक आपका value system, what kind of conscience you have, how you think, basically all those take a concrete shape. And then if you enter after that, if you enter any service, for example civil services, after that it becomes very difficult to change your behavior or to inculcate public service values. Understand? So you enter the civil services with a preconceived mindset. And then, although again the modern theory believes that your conscience can be changed, but there are limits to it. By your mid-20s, late 20s, आपके opinions already formed हो चुके हैं about different issues. Your personality has been formed. It becomes very difficult to train you through the training process. Although a lot of effort is made to train you so as to inculcate the foundational values of civil services. But again, theoretically it is possible, but practically it becomes very difficult. I understand. If you are entering civil services at the age of 29, 30, 31, 32, then you have lived 30-40% of your life already. आपकी already value system form हो चुका है. It becomes very difficult to inculcate public service values if you don't have them. Basic happens. In fact, that is one of the reasons for going the age of entering the civil services. We'll discuss on this. All these जो democratic values हैं, honesty, integrity, probity, compassion, empathy, transparency, accountability, citizen orientation, outcome orientation, leadership, courage of conviction, all these are public service. Okay? So this is about conscience. Conscience में तीन theory है, theory of moral sense, theory of moral reason and moral category theory. This is the acceptable one in present times. Now question आएंगे UPSC में conscience के ऊपर. Okay. For example, 2 questions have come on conscience. What do you understand by the term voice of conscience? How do you prepare yourself to heed to the voice of conscience? What do you understand by voice of conscience?
Inner voice that tells us right.
Yeah, voice of conscience is nothing but the inner voice that tells us right, like that helps us to make a distinction between right, wrong, good, bad, proper, improper, etc. How do you prepare yourself to heed to the voice of conscience? कैसे prepare करिएगा? How do you prepare yourself to heed to the voice of conscience? Basically, how do you prepare yourself to take ethical decisions? इस question का मतलब यही है कि अपने voice of conscience को सुनना, to listen to your voice of conscience and to follow it. How can you do that?
Ethical awareness.
Through the process of ethical reasoning. तो ethical reasoning का पहला step है ethical sensitivity, that is ethical awareness. Okay. Then ethical judgment, ethical choice, and finally ethical character. So basically, ethical character is about regular practice. And ethical awareness is one thing, but again, awareness may not necessarily translate into action. So through the process of ethical reasoning, we have to train ourselves to heed to our voice of conscience. We have to train ourselves to take ethical decisions on a day-to-day basis. And every day we take so many decisions. So we have to follow this process of ethical reasoning every day on a day-to-day basis for every small or big issue. So as to train ourselves to heed to the voice of conscience. Again, you have tried to give some personal example here. In fact, the second question is on that. The second question is, what do you mean by crisis of conscience? Narrate one incident in your life when you were faced with such a crisis and how you resolved the same. What is crisis of conscience? Crisis of conscience is nothing but an ethical dilemma. It's a conflict between two goods or two bads. So that is what a crisis of conscience is. Then narrate one incident from your own life where you face such a crisis and how you resolve it.
Crisis of conscience, how can that be ethically?
You are facing a crisis where your conscience is not able to clearly guide you what to do. It's an ethical dilemma. It's a dilemma. So again, आपको अपने life से example लिया, तो जो an example from your own life where you face such a crisis and you how do you resolve? That is why self-introspection. See, these kind of questions come in UPSC. These are UPSC questions. That is why I told you the third part, self-introspection. You have to think about your life. What have you done? You have to think about these incidents, ethical dilemmas that you have faced in your life, personal life, professional life, and make a list of examples. Because again, if in the examination, if you start thinking these things, it will take a lot of time. You don't have that time. So you have to create a list of examples beforehand. उसको आपको लिख कर रखना है. You have to revise it 2-3 times. Then only you will be able to write those examples in the examination. I cannot tell you this, but all of you it will be different. So these things only you can do. Nobody can teach you. So if you haven't started the process of self-introspection, start documenting it. Again, the best part is that you don't need any reading material, you don't need any teacher for it. Whenever you get free time, 10-15 minutes every day, you are walking, you are in a bus, you are in a cab, you are waiting for somebody, just think. Right? Make note, either in copy or in your mobile phone, wherever. Some example which you can write. This तरीके से start introspecting what have you done till now, since your childhood. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? What makes you angry? And start documenting some small examples from your lives related to these things, which you can write in your answers. Again, very common small examples. Do not try to write extraordinary examples. So childish examples you can. You have to write simple childish examples from your life. Most of the people think that we should not write such childish examples in UPSC. It will not be that simple. Again, ethics mean you have to keep it very simple, very layman language, not technical jargons, and childish examples from your own life. Again, those examples should, the objective of giving those examples is to convey to the examiner that you have the foundational values, that you deserve to be a citizen. Understand? So you have to blow your own trumpet. Okay, I did this, I did that, in my school I did this, in my college I did that. I have worked for other people. इस तरीके के examples तैयार करें. These are the examples that you have to prepare. Okay. This is why GS paper 4 is different from paper 1 to 3. The approach has to be different.
So you will teach them ethics.
I'll tell you. But for the time being, this what have you like? General self-introspection about your life, start thinking about it. Okay? How to create or how to sort of document examples systematically, that I will. Okay? Conscience, okay. Second is role of family and institutions. So, family, let us start with the role of family. Parents act as the first role, the parents act as the primary role models. Parents act as the primary role models. And family acts as the first school. A child's mind is like a clay. A child's mind is like a clay which gets molded as per the behavior and actions of family members. So we had discussed Kohlberg's theory of moral development. So we discussed that children basically lie in the pre-conventional morality stage. They do not have their own moral sense. So basically they learn what they see around them. What they see, basically how their parents are behaving, how their siblings are behaving. See, here when we are saying role of family, it includes not just parents, siblings, relatives, friends, your entire social circle is part of your family, extended family. Okay. So if any question comes on importance of family in inculcating values or role of family, how do you approach the question?
First is parents.
What are the different dimensions that you will write here? Role of family in inculcating or influencing moral values, social values, political values, environmental values. इस तरीके से है ना. जब भी values का question है, think in terms of different kinds of values. Okay, and then you have to give just examples. Okay, for example, how family influences your moral values or individual values. At an individual level, at a moral level, what does a child or how does a child learn from his or her parents or other family members? So if the parents lie, child also learns to lie. बहुत बार parents ही सिखाते हैं बच्चों को to lie to other people. If a child sees that parents are jumping the red light, he or she also learns the same. Okay. So this is at an individual level. The individual values, honesty, integrity, okay, discipline, punctuality, all these things children learn from parents. Okay. Similarly, if the parents, like if the child sees that the parents are giving bribe to a public official, they also learn the same. Social values. Social values के क्या example होंगे? How family members determine the social values of child?
Respect, gender equality.
Yeah, attitude towards women. Again, the development of a patriarchal mindset starts from your childhood. Starts right in the family. So if the child sees that his or her father sort of mistreat his or her mother, as in if the child sees that their fathers are mistreating their mothers, they also learn the same. If the child sees that the parents are discriminating against her, like his sister, discriminating against the girl child, they also learn the same. Okay, so this is how patriarchal mindset develops. Similarly, our attitude towards different sections of the society, towards people of certain religion, towards people of different caste, it is also largely shaped by what our parents talk about them, how they are perceived by our parents, etc. So if our parents talk ill about certain sections of the society, we also learn the same. So social attitude basically means attitude towards women, attitude towards different sections of the society. Similarly, environmental attitude. Basic things, basic civic sense, not littering in public. All these things we learn from our family members. अगर हम देखते हैं कि हमारे जो parents हैं वो रोड पर कचरा फेंक रहे हैं, they are throwing garbage on the road, we also learn the same. That's why you will find so many educated rich people, I mean, just throwing garbage on the road, just like that. People moving in the car, okay, then throwing lace ka packet, Coke ka bottle on the road. These are things which children learn from their family members, from what they see around them. Similarly, political values. What can be the example of political values? How children are influenced by family members in terms of shaping their political values.
When relations are coming before night, children, so if you are in a particular party, and you see my parents are doing,
Yeah, that is one example. Then caste-based voting. If the the child sees that parents are voting to candidates of their own caste, religion, etc., then they will also learn the same. Similarly, if a child has been brought up in an authoritarian manner, then he or she might not develop respect for democratic values. Are you understanding? I have been brought up in a very authoritarian, very disciplined manner. So that would reflect in my behavior also, in the way I would deal with others. And I would not then give respect to democratic values, for example, participation of different stakeholders. I would also try to impose my authority on others because of the way I have been brought up. These are all examples of how family and including extended family, they influence different kinds of values. So if any question comes on the importance of family in shaping values, just write importance of family in shaping moral values, social values, political values, environmental values, and just give one or two examples. Give examples from your own life. How you have been influenced by your own family members. How your own family members have influenced your thought process, your value system, your moral values, social values, political values, etc. Are you understand? So again, the first priority always has to be examples from own life in such questions. Yeah. You don't have to write theory. Sociology यहाँ नहीं लिखनी है कि family का क्या importance होता है. You don't have to write sociology. Please remember this. Otherwise, people start writing all the theory of family and family as a social institution. That is not required. Just relate it to your personal life and how family has influenced your own moral values, social values, political values, environmental values. Okay? Now, given the importance of family, what we need is support and training programs for family members, because family plays a very important role in shaping the value system of an individual. So what we need is support and training programs for family members. है ना? कि बस child पर ही focus नहीं करना है, we have to focus on the family members also. Okay? How it can be done? For instance, in UK. So in UK, a kind of social contract exists between the schools and the parents. So every parent के साथ school का एक social contract. It's not a legal contract. It's an implicit contract, whereby the roles and responsibilities of the school and the parents are defined. So the school says that okay, child is here in the school till 2 p.m. So this is what the school will do to inculcate good values. These are the activities that will be conducted. These are the things that will be taught. After 2 p.m. the child goes back to home. Now it is your responsibility. सब कुछ स्कूल में तो नहीं पढ़ा सकते हैं ना. So once the child is back to home, it is your responsibility to carry out these activities, to do these things with your child, so that they inculcate good values. So the roles and responsibilities of the child, of the parents and the school has been well defined as part of a social contract. Okay. So this is how families and parents have been included in this entire process of grooming the child. So such a system can be introduced in India also. In India, there is no such concept. There is no sort of interaction. साल में एक या 2 बार parents teachers meet होता है ना, उसमें बस बोल दिया जाता है हाँ अच्छा कर रहा है बुरा कर रहा है. वैसे नहीं, it has to be monitored on a day-to-day basis. Weekly meetings होने चाहिए. Every week, how is the child doing in school? What is he doing at home? So we need support and training programs for parents and family members also. Okay, so you can give this example of UK.
That's why these business studies are special.
Yeah, they are so civic. I mean, they have civic sense. They have in basic sense of what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. See, even there, they also have their own set of problems. Everything is not right in those societies also. But again, they have evolved their process of development. See, for example, US, for example, became a democracy way back in 1780s. So it has been around 240 years now. So they have gone through that transformation process. We are a very young democracy. We are just 70 years old. So these things take time. Social changes, political values, these things take time to get established.
do on that.
Yeah, but again, we have their examples before us. They didn't have any example because they were doing it for the first time. Now we know what they did, what mistakes they committed. So we have their examples to learn, so that we don't commit the same mistake that they did, the European countries or the Western countries did. Okay, so that's why our pace of development should be much faster than theirs, because for them it was a hit and trial method. They learned, like they committed mistakes, they learned from them, then they evolved. There is now their histories before us. We knew, like we know what mistakes they have committed. So we should not repeat those mistakes. That is the advantage that we have, all the developed countries have. Okay? In my notes, you will find few examples from others' lives. For example, I have given two examples of Baba Amte and Abdul Kalam, and how they learned and what they learned from their family members. And very simple childish examples are there. I'll just tell you. Okay, for example, Baba Amte का example है. When Baba Amte was 6 years old, his mother gave him a Japanese toy. It had a human figure set on a wooden base. The figure was fitted on a spring such that when one pushed it down flat on the base, it shot back to its original position. Okay. Boy Amte found that amusing. Okay. His mother sat him down and told him that the toy has an important message for him. She explained, in life we shall have setbacks and pitfalls, but one should not be overwhelmed by them. Instead, we should have courage and patience and try to stand back as quickly as possible, like this toy. I understand. Japanese toy का spring लगा हुआ है, उसको ऐसे नीचे करो, it used to shot back. Now it's a very simple childish example, nothing complex or nothing extraordinary about it. But you have to write these small examples only. How boy Amte learned the virtues of courage or patience or ability to come back. ठीक है, when you are down. ठीक है, नहीं तो boy Amte का example है. आप अपने life से इस तरह के छोटे-छोटे examples, you need to create a list of these examples. Okay. So Amte और Kalam का example तो है, but priority should be your own examples. If you are not able to think anything, then quote these examples. These examples will be there in my notes. But अपने personal life का आपको खुद बनाना है. That I will not tell you. Start doing these things. Okay. Similarly, educational institutions. Educational institutions का भी importance ऐसे ही आपको explain करना होगा. In terms of what is the importance of educational institution? Importance can be analyzed at different levels. जैसे family का हमने किया in terms of moral values, social values, political values, environmental values. वैसे ही educational institutions का in terms of first is cognitive learning. Then holistic personality development, including life skills. इसके बाद फिर वही है moral development और moral values, teaching moral values, teaching social values, political values, environmental values, etc. So first thing or the first role of education institution is cognitive development. You understand cognitive? What does cognition means or ability to think and understand. So cognitive development basically refers to dissemination of information, dissemination of knowledge. किसी भी education institution, school, college, university, पहला objective क्या होता है? कि इंफॉर्मेशन ट्रांसमिट करना, नॉलेज ट्रांसमिट करना, ओके, सब्जेक्ट मैटर नॉलेज को डेवलप करना, दैट इज द कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट. सो इफ यू आर डूइंग इंजीनियरिंग, your competence lies in engineering. So subject matter, the first thing that the first responsibility of the education institution is to develop that subject matter competence, subject matter knowledge. That is the cognitive development. Developing scientific temper, developing spirit of inquiry, all these are parts of cognitive development. Okay? Apart from cognitive development, education institutions need to focus on or should focus on holistic personality development. Not just development of subject matter knowledge, but leadership skills, team building skills, okay, sports, okay, life skills such as vocational training, and all these things education institutions need to impart. Then development of moral values, social values, political values, environmental values, ये सब है ना. और जब इन वैल्यूज का बात कर रहे हैं, यू कैन थिंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ, सी एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन का 3 पार्ट है, योर पीयर्स, योर कलीग्स, फ्रेंड्स एक्सेट्रा, टीचर एंड पेडागॉगी. पेडागॉगी क्या होता है? Pedagogy means teaching methodology. How? What are the methods that are being used by teachers to teach students? Pedagogy, teaching pedagogy. Okay. So when you are analyzing the importance of education institutions, you can analyze in terms of these 3 components. What is the importance of peers or colleagues, your friends? What is the importance of teacher? And what is the importance of teaching pedagogy, teaching methodology? For example, importance of peers. Importance of peers in moral values. So when if you see your friends cheating in the exam, you also learn the same. Basically, what are the moral values that you learn from your peers, from your friends? If you see them smoking and drinking, you also learn the same. In fact, most of us start smoking or drinking because of peer pressure, in college or whenever you start. Similarly, social values. Social values again, our attitude towards women to a large extent is shaped by how we talk about women and girls in general in our peer group, amongst our friends. Generally, I have seen that amongst boys it is very common to talk about girls in a very derogatory manner, and they think that it's all very light-hearted joke, or it's not serious. They are joking around, or it's light-hearted humor. Basically, they think. But again, it becomes part of your mindset. It becomes part of your consciousness. Those things that you talk about. So social values, our attitude towards women, our attitude towards other sections of the society depends on how we talk about these people in our peer group. What our peers talk about. Especially social values का importance education institution में बहुत ज़्यादा है, because our education institutions, they are a kind of melting pot where students and children from different cultures, different background, different caste, community, they come together at one place, and that's why education institution is in fact more important than family as far as inculcating social values is concerned.